Well, hello everybody. Happy New Year and happy Monday. I hope you all had a fantastic holiday with lots of fun and family and festivities. That's what these times are for, right? So I hope you all had a beautiful time. And yes, welcome to 2026. I think we're going to be having lots of fun and games in the next few years. So cool that you're all here. And today, obviously, with Beverly, we are looking at the energy signatures of animals, actually, dogs and cats more specifically. But anyway, without any further ado, let me bring her on. Yeah,
Hello, hello,
hello, Madame, how
everybody.
are you?
I'm fine. I loved doing this particular project with the kitties and the doggies. They are so adorable. Oh my God, they're so cute. Wait until you see the cute pictures. They came out beautifully. Oh my goodness, who doesn't love the doggies and the kitties? And we just love them. And the pictures and how I they are just the most adorable little things that you've ever seen in your life. Really, they are. I love doing this
Oh no,
project.
they are so cute. I was saying to you just off air as well. That's why I work with animals. You know, when you're as an animal communicator and you start actually connecting with these little souls and you start having conversations, I mean, you would probably know. It is absolutely so special. And they all have their own different little voice. They all have I mean, it's obviously, it's not audible like you and I are talking, but it's a
Mm.
spiritual, almost like yeah, ESP conversation. And it's really, really amazing. So, looking forward to this because our animal friends certainly deserve their moment in the
They
sun
do.
to
Yeah.
shine. Yes, they do. They do. They do. They do. Cool. So, what are we looking at today? And why did you decide on dogs and cats?
I decided
Just a
on
New
dogs
Year's
and cats
thing.
because it's a New Year's thing. I wanted us to start something with everybody because I mean the news has been this and that's happened and this has happened and there's also the chutas and chutas where people are having lots of trouble. And I thought, you know what? We can later on in the year we can focus on things that are sort of more in the news and all that jazz. But I thought this time we do something really cute that everybody can bring a smile to their faces and do something positive and cutesy. And that's why I thought, what do we love the most apart from our children and our family? It's our doggies, our fur babies, our doggies and our kitties. So, there we go. So I've chosen different types of dogs and different types of cats. So I'm going to say up front, if your type of kitty and doggy is not shown, it's not a slur on any different types of doggies and kitties. I've done a general aura about the dogs and the cats, but there are some that like the working dogs, the like mountain Pyrenees dogs and the ones that go into the snow with a little whiskey barrel around their necks, the Saint Bernards that go and save people's lives that are trapped in the snow. And then they have they alert the teams and everything because they're just a big floppity flubby lubby lubby dog, which is gorgeous. I didn't do loads of them. I've done very general ones, and then maybe another show we can do more specific of the different types of breeds, how they look different. But this is like an introduction to doggies and kitties and their auras.
Oh, so looking forward to that, really, because they are amazing
They are.
animals.
What do you want to start with?
Okay, well,
Let's
which one do
start
you
with
want
the
to start
doggies.
with?
Well, let's start
Okay,
with the doggies, and then we'll move on to kitties because we've got both.
just
Oh,
is that the right one? Mhm.
Uh, the one that has that's a very detailed one. Let's go to the one that's where they are, where there's a very big section around them. Have a look.
Just
That's
show
okay.
me
We
that.
can start with that one. That's a good one. Now this is a golden Labrador. In the middle, we've got a spaniel, and on the outside, we've got a red setter. So you can see they've got that pink. They're so cute. The pink around their little faces, where you just want to kiss their little faces. They have got that because they've got very, very soft mouths, and because they go and collect the birds or collect whatever it is for hunters, etc. That's why they've got that pink ring around their mouths, is because They don't sink their teethies into the whatever's being utilized for hunting season. So that's why they've got that pink around their little faces. That does change if they have tooth problems, or if they're getting calcification on the doggy's teethies, then that becomes a broken circle around the mouth, which means that you've got to take the doggy to the vet to have the teeth cleaned and check to see that none of the toothies are loose. But basically, when you see these types of dogs that are retrieving dogs that go and retrieve what has been hunted, they always have the pink around. And I think that's part of the reason why humans want to just kiss them. They're so sweet. So we've also got the rainbow area at the top, which indicates the soul level of these doggies. And then we've also got that amazing pink energy swirling around the heads of these particular types of working breeds and breeds that are retrieving doggies, because they actually then know instinctively almost, this is where I need to go. This is how I need to move forward to go and get what my human mommy or my human daddy has got for me. So when you're playing with these animals, they will like things like retrieve a ball or fetch something, and they'll love the tug of war as well in their soft mouths. Absolutely beautiful. You'll also see at the bottom where their little paws, you've got the little the little green areas. Is so cute. That is where they're attached to the earth. So these are Gaia specialist doggies. They are of the earth, part of the earth, and understand the earth extremely well. So that shows their connection to the earth, like you see when I do the ones of the humans, where we've got the green energy going into the land. It's the same on the doggies. They've got the green energy connecting to Gaia, connecting to the earth. Very, very cute. And they have it on all of those. And because they are the working type of dogs that are used for hunting and retrieving, they are very, very soft with the way that they attach themselves to the land. So the land is important to them. You would find if you own these types of doggies, they would like to sprawl out and do frog dogs. So put their little feet out of the back and get their tummy energy onto the earth. So they'll lie there, particularly the spaniel types. That includes all types, the King Charles, all different types of them. They will like to get their tummies and their energies directly onto the earth, so that energy goes back up into them. And you'll see that the chakra points are placed exactly where they are, down the front and up the side and across the top of the back. So it's a very interesting one. If you do an exercise with your dog and your cat, it's the same for both. And if you take your fingers and you just roll your fingers along the top of the spine, that will then clear out any negative energy or any upset that the dog or the cat might have had, because that energy then will, what we call roofing or rolling. It will roll the energy along the spine for the dog and take that energy out, which is really so cute, so pretty. You can see I'm a crazy, crazy, mad animal lover. Love them to bits. And you've got that energy swirling at the bottom. Now, most of the doggies, and in some cases the kitties too, they have that rainbow swirl that's coming in. Some animals will have it more pronounced, and they will have a very golden energy or very white, sparkly energy above their heads, because this is their last lifetime as an animal dog, domesticated dog animal. And these are the ones that are very bossy, got lots to say, chat back. If you talk to them, then and then they'll ground go, they'll say something back, and they do a lot of eye to eye engagement, and they'll talk back to you, because that animal is the last time that animal's coming back as a domestic animal. The next lifetime will be the lifetime where they come back as a human. So it's just very cute. You'll also see at the top we've got an ancestral bar, which is that rounded bar at the top. And that's the ancestral bar of all of the ancestors of these doggies. So all dogs and cats and animals have got an ancestral bar. So it's a collective soul of that particular breed style and other breeds as well. They're all in there, the ancestrals, that soul area of all the animals in that general melting pot, they will be within there, and you'll see around each of the animals is the ancestral pot. I've put a little bit of the planetary items as well, because some of the doggies and kitties are able to incarnate on other planets and utilize their skill set, which then just moves them along spiritually a lot quicker. And it's generally, as you can see, it's the cutest image ever, very, very positive. And you would be able to see, if your doggy, if you were going to an animal communicator, ask the person about what energy is specific to you, dog, for your dog and your cat, and they should be able to tell you more or less what I've managed to put as a general image in this one. What do you think, Shanti?
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with that. And I also agree that just because a dog is a dog, it doesn't mean they're all the same. Each dog is very individual. Obviously, we understand the different breeds have different characteristics. But yes, I mean, that's, this is just me, that I have an issue with humans and what they make animals do.
Oh,
Like hunting dogs and stuff like that. I
yeah.
don't think that's good for other animals. I don't know. That's probably me getting my emotions in the way. But I don't like that at all. I think if an animal's gonna hunt a bird or whatever, it's gonna do it because it's hungry and there's an opportunity to do so. If it's in its natural way, not because it's been trained to do so and to fetch and to. I love animals, and I especially love dogs. And I do believe that dogs, in many ways, are here learning the lesson of obedience, because that's really what a dog is, right? Obedient. It's learning obedient, and that's really what we thrive for dogs to be: obedient. Listen when I speak to you. Do this when I click my fingers. Do that when I rub my feet. Whatever it might be. Um, that, of course, takes it down a whole different rabbit hole. Because, for me, when I see these beautifully manicured little dogs and stuff like that, and especially with the pink around them, and yes, they have the soft mouths, and these type of dogs, the spaniels, are super duper grumpy. I'm not even going to lie about that. Those are the grumpiest dogs I've ever come across in my life. I mean, I love them, but they're super grumpy. And it's amazing to see a spaniel that's actually a hunting dog, especially with their coats, right? But I don't think I think a lot of these dogs have been bred, uh, trained and bred to be human slaves. That's what I think. And
No.
I love them, but I think as I'm sitting there, yes, those three babies have learned the lesson of obedience, and I really don't wish that they ever come back again and have to be
I
obedient
think they
dogs
will.
again.
I think this is
Yeah.
last time around, and they're very, when you can tell generally, because they're cheeky. They're very, very cheeky, and they will have lots to say. And if you look at them and chat to them, they will bark back at you or growl back at you or put their paw up in the air. They will have a lot to say. They're very cheeky. It's very cute, and I think as a fur baby mama or fur baby daddy, you'll know that animal that you is just way too clever and is way too advanced. And I
Hmm.
mean, they're even fusspots. They'll turn their noses up at food because they want a particular type of food. You can see, oh, they're ready for their next life. They're getting ready to come back in the soul conveyor belt as whatever human. So yeah, you'll see that this is what they're doing. And you will find that some of them that are not prepared to be trained by humans to do a particular job, they're the ones that will go to like we call it like a normal home. There'll be somebody's fur baby, be loved to bits, and those are the ones then that would not have made it sort of out there in the world of fetch, shall we call it fetch for a human, being the person that goes and fetches whatever's been taken forward in that particular hunting cycle. And they're the ones that have said, right, I'll come back once more, find me a nice family, and let me go to that family. What's interesting with the rainbow above there is the doggies and the kitties, and even some of the little tiny weeny animals as well, like, you know, the hamsters and the little ratties and all of those, they do actually decide, they get given options of different families that they can go to. And the animal, or the being, shall we say, that is going to be an animal in this lifetime, will actually look at all their options and choose a family to be with. So this is quite an interesting piece. Yeah, they choose the family that they're going to. They choose the fur baby mama and the fur baby daddy, and who they want to be with, and with depending on what they need to learn. So it's not just an accident that you've come by your beautiful fur baby that you have right now. That fur baby chose you.
So true.
Very
just like our kids choose us, right? Just
yes.
like, and we choose our kids.
Yeah.
Our animals do the same thing. And that's why often we will see an animal and go, wow, I know you, you know, and there's that instant connection. And especially, you know, them when they come back time after time, you know, like in the same life. Yeah. That is super cool.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. Okay, shall I go to this one now? Or
yeah, go to the next one. Yes, that's
that
good.
one?
So these are
Or,
you can start with this one. I've got another one where I've got more information in it, but this one here is 3 specific type of little doggies. And so we've got the first one in line is the white Pomeranian. The one in the middle is a Chihuahua, which is very cute. And I know that one is a very strong little energy from those little dogs. I'm sure they think that they're bigger than they are. And then the one on the end, most people would recognize from some of the movies. It's a hairless Chinese crested, and they're well known for being absolutely crazy mad dogs and run around like crazy things. But they do try to be human because they spend a lot of their time on their back legs. They stand up a lot, which is really nice. So we've also got, as I said earlier, the ancestral ring around them on the back. So these are all the ancestors that have come through in the different lifetimes that they've been through. And this is showing also that this is a mental capacity. So you've got the pink and the indigo with the top chakra point in the middle of the eyes with the third eye. So some of the smaller breeds are slightly different, because part of their soul job and their soul journey is to be with those particular people that need that emotional support, and where they can bring that energy of the pain and suffering or upset, they can bring that into their wee tiny little bodies, absorb that for the fur baby owner, and then negate it so that the aura from a human will actually be more placid and more balanced. So you will find that these little tiny dogs, they come into people's lives when they're needed the most, and they stay with them for as long as they're needed. And then later they decide, well, I've done my job here with this humans. And those growth of the soul, so the human soul as well as the animal soul, those two will then grow and move forward, which is really, really lovely. So this is why you'll get a lot of these particular types of dogs. And it's not limited to just those 3 breeds. I mean, you'll have the F1 breeds, which is the mixture of the 2 different types of pedigree doggies. So for instance, like a Pomeranian crossed with a Chihuahua, you'll have those, and they will have the different types. So that'll have both. If you look at this image, you'll have the light indigo purpley color from a Pomeranian, and you'll have the Chihuahua, that very big pink aspect. So they could be very clingy. They do suffer a lot from separation anxiety, but they are there for the human, to help the human overcome something. It could be trauma, it could be grief for losing somebody in the family, or it could be grief of, losing a child. It could be any of that. But these types, and including things like the little pugs, the little tiny ones, can be also the Pekingese. They're also really very good at bringing, and they're very good at lying on the place, on the body that is hurting. It's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They really are. Yeah, definitely. I would agree with you there. They really, and they're so cute. They're like you can put them in your pocket and take them anywhere, right?
Yeah,
They're like portable,
yeah.
right?
They are portable emotional
So
blankets. Oh, it's so cute.
yeah, exactly. No, I fully agree with you. And they really make you laugh. These dogs
Yeah,
make you laugh. They
they
have
do.
they I mean I see their I mean just within that globe, it's the energy of cuteness and laughter. They come
Mm.
in with their little attitudes of being a flippin' racehorse. Meanwhile, I'm not even as big as the racehorse's hoof, but I still think, I can take it on. I
Oh,
love
so
it
cute.
because they symbolize this amazing symbol of courage as well, right? This like these little things that are not scared of
Yeah.
anyone. Yeah. So I do think that is really cool with these little ones. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, then the next one.
Okay, let me put the next one. There's that, and then I think there's this one.
So this is now a more detailed view of how things how and where the different colors are at the top of the chakra points. So you'll see that I've made it very obvious. Also, I've got the green on the little feet because although they don't necessarily go running out into the bush or into forests or things like that, if they can, they will. Little naughty ones, they will just they'll be gone. And because they're so small, they're really fast, they're quick, so they're out and about. The Chinese crested, the one with a lot of lace on her chest in the front there, they even though they are small dogs, they do like to run, and but they're very silly. They run a bit and then they jump like a springbok, like a gazelle, and then they come back down again, and then they run and then they jump up and down. I don't know why they do that. I've seen this a lot with the Chinese crested, both the Chinese crested hairless. This is the one we're showing here with no hair, and then you get the other ones that are fully covered with hair as well. So you've got the two different types, the hairless, the partially hairless, or hairy hairless, as they call them, which is quite funny. It's funny in itself. And they are absolutely crazy. They've got weird personalities. You either like them or you don't like them, but they are very unusual. Then the Chihuahua in the middle, you can see that the way that the energy is coming off the Chihuahua's top area with the third eye, and the energy expanding and moving forward. Chihuahuas are instinctively very psychic little dogs as well. A lot of dogs are generally psychic anyway, but the Chihuahua is very tuned in to the third eye of their owners. And they will know if my human mommy or daddy is really not doing too well. That energy center across the front here on the Chihuahuas and other doggies, they will tune in and they will know, oh, something's not quite right. There's a sadness, or there's something that's happened, or there's an anger, or there's a despair. And they will go and they will go and they will find their owner and they will do their best to look in your eyes, or they'll come and give you a couple of little kisses, little licks on your hand to try and say to you, don't worry, everything will be all right. So all of the dogs will react in the psychic way where they connect with the third eye. And I think that also these smaller dogs, because they are there and they're coming to the soul world to look after their humans, to make sure that their humans get through the bad patch, you will find that everybody will say, this little doggy is my world at the moment. And that is what it is, because they have that amazing, amazing energy. So thank you for all the nice comments about your doggies. I love to hear about the doggies and the kitties. And if you like these images, let us know, because then maybe Shanti and I will do we'll do another one more directed at the different breeds. So if you want to see particular breeds, let us know, and we'll do that in a follow-up show in the next couple of months. And they
But
are
it's
they're
it's
so cute.
it's so true about the Chihuahuas. I mean, those dogs are like little Mexican hitmen, you
Oh,
know.
they're so cute.
You, they really are. I mean, they're like little. They've got attitude like no other dog. Really, very
They
cool,
are.
and they're very
It's the
cute.
same
Very
also with the
cute.
Yorkshires. The Yorkshire Terrier. You know, I had one years ago when I was in South Africa. I had a Yorkshire Terrier, and she used to think she was a Rottweiler, or she thought she was. She
Yeah,
thought she
exactly.
was so same
I
coloring. She
mean,
was a silver. Oh my goodness, cheeky. Oh,
yeah, you can. And I mean, they're only like 2 pounds, not
I
even.
know.
You couldn't even. You could blow it away with your breath. That's how tiny
Yeah,
it is, and it
yeah.
still thinks it's a Rottweiler. I fully
It
agree.
does. I know. Yep, 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 yep. It was so ridiculous all the time. And I used to say, "Do you not realize?" Her name was Gigi. I said, "Gigi, do you not realize that dog will eat you for breakfast?" You know. And she said to me, "No, I can also manage. I can manage because I will be able to do it because I'll get stuck in his throat." It's like, what?
Yeah,
Cheeky,
yeah,
cheeky,
yeah.
cheeky monkey, very cheeky. So I hope
Crazy.
you like that. They're just so adorable, and you can see the cosmic side. Is I've put that cosmic side in the back as well, and there's also some of the ancestral sides that comes through because the so-called dog breeds, kennel union dog breeds we have today, they are a mixture of other breeds, and I'm very pleased that we've got the F1 breeds, which is the ones like, what do they call them, a spoodle, and the other a cockapoo, and different types of breeds are, a poodle with a cocker spaniel, and I mean, there's some that's a labradoodle, they're beautiful, Labrador and a poodle. So they're taking the best of the two breeds. And I think that what we'll find is in years to come and within the next sort of, say, 5 to 10 years, these F1 breeds that we've got, which is just a good quality pedigree dog mixed with another one, you're going to find that those are going to be taking over, particularly like the labradoodles and the others that are the best of both worlds, and they're going to be accepted into the show ring, and they're going to be doing all these amazing things. And I think particularly in the world of companion dogs and dogs for those with mental health issues, they are brilliant for that, absolutely brilliant, because it uses the best of both of those breeds to help the human. That's exactly what the doggies and kitties are here for.
Well, as long as it's done authentically and not in some weird laboratory somewhere,
Oh God, no, they
as
won't.
we know happens around
It
here.
does happen, yes.
Okay.
Oh, look at the kitties. So this is a similar situation with the kitties, and we've got the different types of kitties here. I just didn't put the Maine Coon, the really, really big one, in because it would have been above everybody else. But this is, I'm sure all of you that own cats know that you can get a stare from a cat that will just stare at you and look right through you, or just know exactly what you're saying. Sometimes what you can do is say something in your mind and your kitty will answer. Now, kitties have got a very unusual aspect, and as you can see by the chakra point that's on their chest, you will see that your cat will go and clear negative psychic energies in your house, in your home, or wherever you've got your kitty. And they will go and they will lie on that area, and they will stay there until they've absorbed all of that negative energy. And there's the black cat on the right, the first one on the side there. The black cats are very strong in their psychic ability, and that's why throughout history and through legends and folklore, there've always been this aspect where somebody who had psychic abilities or was slightly different, the olim or the wise woman of the village, always ended up with the black cats or the black and white cats. Is because that energy is extremely high in those cats that decide to incarnate in this world as a black cat. Sometimes also, I will say that different types of cats can also be a family member or somebody that was close to you that has decided to pop back into a kitty body and come and spend some time with their favorite ancestor or their favorite family member in the family soul. So this is slightly different for the cats. Dogs also, you will find that they do decide to incarnate and come through into a particular family, and they will then literally just appear out of nowhere. So cats, you sometimes will find that if you find a kitten or you find a kitten, or even a year-old cat that's appeared out of absolutely nowhere, this could be
That's your
somebody
cat.
that's come through from a family. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm interested. It's interesting to me what you speak about black cats in particular, because it's quite they are very highly targeted, of course, right? And
Oh.
especially when it comes to these disgusting ceremonies and things. And of
Mm.
course, it's well known a black cat, yeah, in the townships. I mean, a lot of the African people would kill them because they
Oh.
are convinced, yeah, that it's a witch, because the witches will take on the shape, according to some of their legend, of the black cat.
Oh.
So that's why. So it's interesting what you said, that it's a specific type of cat. I mean, my old boy, Madiba, he was with me for 17 years. He was
Wow.
born under my bed, yeah, and
Oh.
his numerology is 777. So
Oh.
on the 16th of July 2005, he was born, right?
Oh.
And he died, oh, I forget the date now, but he was 17.
So old
And
kitty.
he never ever hunted. He was always the one that was, if there was a new cat coming in, he would be the one that was like the calming factor. Everyone loved him. All the cats loved him. He was super, super calm. What an
Oh.
amazing cat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
obviously
can't.
came to keep you company. It sounds like he was a really blessed, lovely little kitty to have. Gosh.
No, he was.
So,
He
so this
really,
is
really
it. And I
was.
think if you look at the tabbies, there's another tabby that's called a tick tabby, which has little flecks in it, but also the amber colored or orange colored cats or the gingers. They can, because they are ginger. Sometimes the ginger cats, the ones that have amber eyes, are not as grumpy, but if they have the greeny colored hazel eyes, the ginger cats can be a bit grumpy. But you will find that also, unfortunately, in some countries, they're also targeted because of the amber color. Now, I'll tell you an interesting fact about this is that both in humans, the amber colored hair, so the ginger, auburn, redheads, and the same in the cat world, is the energetics in the DNA is from it harks back to the angelic realm. So those that have red hair amongst humans have got an angelic decoded DNA within their bodies, which causes the freckles and the red hair, or the bright red hair, or the ginger hair. And it's the same with the ginger or red or orange cats. They hark back to, and this is a good sign, is that cat has an angelic side to it. So whatever it was doing in the dimensions before it incarnated, when they come through as a ginger cat or a ginger tom or a ginger queen, they have come through because they've got to the point where this could be their last lifetime, and they just want to close this soul cycle off by living this lifetime as best they can, and then utilizing their ability to become either a spirit guide or be able to carry messages back to the spirit world. So if you're lucky enough to have a ginger kitty, you can always ask the kitty to carry a message back to the spirit world. Particularly if you've lost someone who was precious to you and who you loved a lot, you can ask your kitty to carry that message because they have partial angelic DNA.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, and also I see that people are mentioning about the Siamese, Abyssinian Burmese. They are also very interested in ensuring that the energies within humans are balanced. So you've got an energy from them where you'll get what they call cat hat. So the cat hat is where the cat will come and sleep on your head, or very uncomfortably, like my Siamese used to sleep across my neck, across my throat chakra. And she was unbelievable, and she just said, no, that's where I'm going to sleep. So eventually I had to say, no, you're going to have to go into your cat bed. And I used to close the bedroom door because it's not easy to sleep with a cat lying across your throat. So you get cat hat. and the Siamese, Burmese, Abyssinians, those particular ones, they tend to go for the top chakras, or they'll, if they do, sometimes they might even lie on your solar plexus, or they might lie on your heart chakra as well. They're very, very in tune to the chakra points. And when they look at you with those big blue eyes, they just look straight into your soul and heal you at the same time, which is gorgeous.
Oh, my Siamese boy, there was nothing Ramana. Wow, he was quite something. Huge, majestic. There's something about a Siamese cat. They've kind of got the dog traits as well.
Yeah.
They're also super psychic. I mean, my cats really, and I speak about this a lot, nothing dodgy. I mean, I've now got two girls, both just locally. One's a black and white and the other one's a calico, and they're my little queens.
Oh.
And boy, let me tell you something. Those girls, if anything dodgy comes into this house, they will absolutely sort it out. I mean, the other day, my mom's friend has a dog, and the dog, unless it's, I mean, it goes for cats all the time. So unless you put it on a leash, you'll go for the cats. And I was taking him for a walk, and my little Willow, the little one that hasn't grown past a 5-month-old size, she was sick of this. Man, does she and my other one not start coming for the dog? They start going for the dog while I'm walking him. I was like screaming like a banshee. I'm going, no, you better stop. Can you imagine me caught in the middle of a cat and dog fight? There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, cats have got attitude. They have got attitude. And especially those Maine Coons, the Norwegian forest cats, the Siamese. I mean, those cats have got, it's interesting that, it must have been a breed that they also started playing around with. They like the Maine Coon and stuff like that, because that's not a very old breed. No. Siamese, I know, has been around forever.
And the Abyssinians as well have been around forever. You see, when I was in Egypt and we were going around all the different pyramids, and obviously you go to the Museum of Cairo. When you go in there, you just see all these cats, and you think, okay, we know now where the Abyssinian was. The holy cats that were from the temples, and they were all very specific. They were long-legged, long-tailed, long sleek back. And you can sort of see then that those particular types of breeds were sort of from Egypt and from the ancient Asia areas. Quite amazing.
No, they're amazing. Look, I mean, cats, we're not even going to begin to say that they are not super special. There's something about a cat, in terms of it's just the ability to transform energy.
Yes,
the ability, the psychic ability, and just sorting things out in a nanosecond psychically. Yes. That's what cats do. That's for sure.
Yeah, the Mexican and the hairless ones are very interesting too. I've only ever seen one in my life. The cat that's completely hairless. They're so cute. They're just like wrinkled skin. But I noticed that there was a trend amongst the owners, and that the owners were specific people that needed a lot of work in their energy bodies. And one of my clients has actually this very color, a very unusual, and this cat is just too much. Every time on the video, she'll come and she'll walk right in front of the camera, and she will plonk herself down on the laptop. It's like, is she in the meeting now as well? Just too, meow, 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 meow. It's got lots to say, lots of back chat. It's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Very, very lovely.
Wow. No, they are amazing. Animals truly are amazing. I mean, Okay, do you want the next one?
Yeah, next
this one. Let me just remove that. Give me a minute, sorry.
Okay. So now this is showing the unusual energies on some cats. So if you have a look, there's that very big sparkle energy of the soul that they carry in front of their chests. So when you feel the front of the cat, you'll see that there's like a little bone in the front, and that energetically is what I see. I don't actually see the little bone piece that's in the front of the kitty, but I actually see this huge bright energy. So this shows us that the cat that you've got, that energy is there specifically either to heal you or to be with you until that fur baby is not needed anymore. And this is all part and parcel of the job of those souls that have decided to incarnate as cats. They have a particular job with specific individual, and that is included in, even those that live outside, the outside kitties. They have got a job to do. It might be that they're with that human in order to protect the yard, or they're there to make sure that the energy in the yard, because they do prowl and they go along all the perimeters of the fences, and they do their job. They're protecting the energy of that particular property, and you will see that they will chase anybody off that shouldn't be on that property. And this is all types of kitties will have this type of energy in them. The other thing that you can do as well as a test for your cat is sometimes just run your hand across the tops of their backs. But then if you take your dominant hand where the chakra point is in your palm and just swirl it around the middle of the back, you will see that your cat will react to that. It's quite an interesting experiment. It doesn't hurt them, obviously, but it goes into their energy body and swirls around, which means that whatever it is that needs to be removed from your energy body will then go into your cat, and they will be able to dissipate it. So they have a tremendous ability to be able to balance us. It's a strange one. And I think what we did many years ago, we actually put a scarf on one of my black Abyssinian cats. I had two called Ching and Chong, and it was on Ching that we did it. And I wanted him to be dressed up for, the Christmas period. And I put this little scarfie around him, and he wouldn't move. He just stood still. And I said, Chingy wing wing wing, what's wrong with you? And he just meow. He's saying to me, no, take this bandana off my neck. I don't want it. And then I figured out later the reason why he wanted gone is because it was closing off his energy in the front. And I started looking a little bit closer to find out what was actually going on with him and why he wanted that bandana off. So, I don't know if people dress their kitties up in tops and jumpers and things like that, but watch out for the bandana because it does close off their energetics. They don't like it too much.
I mean, it looks very cute and stuff when people dress their cats up, I have to say. And I mean, there's such a trend going on at the moment. And
there is
cat carriers and cat strollers. And I mean, it is on another level. I mean, cats getting put in strollers, walking down the street, I love it, but I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, I've never seen that yet. Not ever seen that. I must keep a lookout for that. I didn't realize there was this whole trend with the kitties.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
My goodness, huge time. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the other thing was that the cats are very strong and with the ability to be able to permeate your dreams. So if you have lost an animal to over the rainbow, you will find they will find a way to come and visit you. And they do stay around for about a year or 2 years in your home, sometimes even longer if they feel that they're needed, that you'll get a glimpse of a spirit animal walking around because they're still looking after you, even though they're in a different dimension.
Yeah, true. Very true. And they're often our guides.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, the little what's the name of the one with the dark skin? That doesn't have any hair.
It's a Chinese crested hairless.
That's a very interesting little character.
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
Cute. Yeah, she was featured in a book not so long ago. I can't remember when she published it, but she did an interview with me and my dog called Piper, And the book is called, what did she call it? She says, My Rescue Rescued Me. And because
Yeah,
Piper
exactly.
was around when I went through the 7th of July London bombings, and she was with me for the entire time that I was going through my healing process and all my operations and all the stuff, the work that had to be done. And she was stuck to me. She wouldn't move. And even though I was in bed for a while and getting over things, she would go out to go bathroom, to go potty, and she'd be straight back again, back on the bed, lying right next to me, making sure that Mummy was okay. So that, yeah, she was very sweet little doggy, very sweet. She's gone now. She passed away, but I have fond memories
Yeah,
of her.
smart as a button, very, very
Very,
clever, and very intuitive. Knew exactly what to do, where to touch.
yeah,
Wow, very, 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 very clever dog.
yeah. They're on a mission.
But
They're very cute.
yeah, absolutely. Sure. When did she go? She a recent crossing, this one.
She went about it's about 2-3 years ago, I think. Was when I was discharged finally, and all the operations and everything was fine, and bone was regrowing in my face. That was okay, and everything was okay. Then she decided, oh well, that's it. I've done my job now. I'm off. It's like what?
Well, there you go. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Uh,
Ridiculous, but
yeah,
super cute.
yeah, exactly. Wow, that's amazing. To be able to see them all like that, and the different uh, energies, right? With
Yes.
with the different dogs. I mean, that's like really, really, really good. Wow, thank you for that. I think that has made a lot of people's new year very happy. So you see,
Yes.
guys, if you send Beverly a picture of your doggy, she too can probably do a reading for you on that.
Yeah, that's very cute. Oh, it was they're just amazing, and they know when you're sick. They can feel your energies. They're so clever,
Mm,
these little things.
mm.
They are quite amazing because they can hone in on what's necessary for you. And I think I believe I'm going believe there's a certain type of dog now that they're training to smell out on the body sense and the energetics. They're trying to smell out certain types of illnesses, diabetes. I think they're also looking at one that does the big C. They're looking at being able to train dogs that, particularly for diabetes, when the blood sugar is not quite right, that the dog will warn the owner. So hopefully that all becomes part and parcel, because if I was a poorly person that wasn't well, I would love to have to know that my dog has got my back, and my dog knows when I'm heading for a diabetic crisis or whatever. They can tell me, woof woof, go and get more insulin or go get more tablets. Be great to have them. And also, don't forget, with the felines, with the cats, there is a lot of feline DNA in us right now, because we're a mixture in our DNA of all the different beings and species, including the feline species, which is the cat type beings. And we've got
Yeah,
that in our DNA as well.
absolutely. Yes, I agree with you. I agree. I agree. There's a lot. I mean, this human DNA, I mean, there's a lot in our human DNA, which is very, very interesting. I think the day us humans all start waking up and realizing this
Yes.
is who we truly are, we will never, ever um, think of ourselves as being little and insignificant ever
Mm.
again. That's for sure.
Yeah, we are
Wow.
very powerful. And of course, because we're moving
Uh,
from into the crystalline state now, we've got those 4 stages. And 2026 is the first stage of the transmutation of the energy. And for those of you that are lucky enough to have animals, you will notice that your animal during this year, I mean, we're only in January now, but your animal will react to you differently this year, because that energy is rising up and becoming higher in the ascension.
That's so true. I'm actually loving Simona's comment, Mama Leona. My dog knows 1 minute before that I'll have a panic attack.
Oh,
He'll
wow.
push me to sit down. Took me a
Oh,
while to figure that out though. Isn't that incredible?
that's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Mama Leona. That is fantastic. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, they do, and I know that they're training them for all sorts of other things as well. I know the diabetes one is the big one, but I think that there's other things as well that, I think epilepsy is another one. They're trying to train the dogs to know where, the energy of the body and the smell changes, and they can warn that there's an epileptic fit coming. There's also amazing things. I mean, obviously, we're not doctors, so we can't say anything, but generally, we think that little doggies are going to be able to help us in the future, which is great.
Hmm. Oh, well, I mean, animals are definitely healers. As an animal communicator, I always talk about our animal teachers. The animals who we're going
Yes.
to be working with today are the animal teachers.
Mm.
So they really do teach us, and they do show us everything we need to see. And so interesting because over the years, gosh, working from mice to elephant, working with the whole spectrum in between.
Of
And it's so
course, yes.
interesting as well because you don't, domestic animals, it's much easier to communicate with them because they're around humans. So, of course, they hear the language, etc., etc. But
Yes,
wild animals are on another level phenomenal. There's like this energy about them, and it's a completely different experience, you know, from being communicating and connecting with a domestic animal to a wild animal, one of the big five, a bear or whatever it might be, right? It's
mm,
very interesting, very, very different energy. And with different, and it's, and like with ants, I mean, you can't communicate with one ant, but you
no, it's
connect with
true.
a body of ants, for example. And then it's interesting how, and then that whole body would then collectively communicate, and they don't communicate. They just like walk around like little soldiers. They really do. And
Thank
you just
you.
got to look at them, and just by doing what they're doing, they're telling you what they're doing because they're just doing what they're doing.
Mm,
That's the
it's like the
thing.
bee.
It's like we just doing what we're meant to do. We here because we're doing this, and this is our purpose, and we're enjoying it, and leave us alone. We like to do what we do. They're not
Mm.
very friendly. I've never come across a friendly body of ants.
No,
You
I
don't
got bitten by
find.
fire ants recently last year when I had a visit over in America, and it wasn't very pleasant. And they leave this little bubble behind of stuff. I don't know what it is, but you have to get
Yeah,
the bubble of thing out, and it comes out, and then it burns like even more, and it takes forever to. I
yeah,
think I think I had one over here. This is the mark that was left from a bite from a fire ant. Was not great. That's my first ever fire ant bite, and I didn't like it too much.
yeah. Fire. I mean, I know you hear about them a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're terrible.
But
It's
yeah,
awful.
and it's just amazing that when the more we start connecting. And funny, in my little talk on the Ankara field video today that I was recording, we're talking actually exactly about this, about animals on the field.
Mm,
We all have our own field, but we really do understand each other when we're all operating from a place of resonance. So when we're all resonating in the divine light, we understand each other. That's the beautiful thing. We don't actually have
exactly.
to talk and go for ESP classes and how do I heighten my intuition class, stuff like that. You absolutely, as you grow in your spirit, um, so your intuition grows, so your truth grows, so your knowledge grows. It's normal.
It's
It's all
perfect.
part of the course.
It's perfect. I've sent you one last image of the dogs and the cats all mixed, just a nice one for the last one with everybody together, all the precious ones. So,
Oh,
and
hang
that's
on, it
even
was, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
uh,
hunting dogs. Oh, no, no, we
there.
saw the hunting dogs. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's that one. There you go. You've got the babies. There they are. There's everybody together. This is now the working dogs. They're the Alsatians, the Doberman pincers, the the Saint Bernard, the one that carries the little bottle of whiskey around its little throat. When the Pyrenean mountain dog should also be there, but I couldn't fit it in because there wasn't enough space. They're also and like the Husky's also a working dog, and they pull the sleighs. So this is for all of those that have the working dogs, and there really is just showing you that they're bright light and energy, and they're able to, believe it or not, give that energy to whatever it is they're helping. So the Saint Bernard, which is the first big doggy, when they save someone who's gone astray in the cold and snow, that energy, they can actually partake and push that energy into whoever it is that they're saving. And the two working dogs that are the security dogs, so the Doberman and the Alsatian or the German Shepherd, they have a different energy. They do what is right. They know that that energy of that person is not doing the right thing. It's a bad person, so therefore I'm going to mete out some justice, and they go and get the bad person. So they have very different energies. And then we've got the two big kitties over there that's also with all the doggies, and they're all together. And that's once again just showing the bright white light of the energy. And then you've got all the ancestors up in the rainbow energy field, which is where all our doggies and all our kitties go. And I just wanted to share that last little image with you because I've had so much fun doing this particular project.
No, that is a fun project, that's for sure. Wonderful. Thank you for that. We really, really appreciate. And of course, yeah, sucker for animals we are. I think most of us on this channel anyway. Yeah, definitely. And I think you guys that are survivors as well. I mean, I think every survivor needs their support animal. I don't know what survivors would do without their support animals. Tell you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you speak about, yeah, and over the years as a healer, you know, what I found works really well with people coming off drugs and big addictions and stuff like that is to get a dog. Get a dog. It's amazing how, obviously not while you're in the throes of your addictions and cannot look after it. You know, that's not when you get a dog. You get a dog once you've decided healing is on your path. Because, you know, I think just the idea of going home to this little creature that freaking adores you, you know, that just has eyes for you and only you, and suddenly there's something you need to care for who cares for you as much. So you have this amazing companion that then slowly but surely gets your mind off of the addiction stuff.
Wow. Which is what you need. Yeah. And just a note for all those that have had to let our little animals go, the fur babies go, before you have to let them go, and if you know that it's something that you're making the decision, which is hard in itself, say to that animal, please come and find me again. I've loved having you as my companion. I would love to have you again, your little soul. Come and find me again, because I would love you to walk in this lifetime with me. And that's what I always do to my doggies and kitties when I let them go. I say, I love you to bits, go to the rainbow, but I would love you to come and walk in this lifetime with me again. Come and share this path of my life with me again. Come and find me and show me when I go to choose an animal as a puppy or a kitten. Come and show me that it's you, and pick anything random that's a sign. I mean, my one, I said out there, I said, do a commando, and she used to rub her belly along the ground and run along and run her belly. She used to scratch her belly that way, very scallywag. And I said, do a commando for me so that I know that it's you and you've come back. And Struz Bob, that's what happened when I was at a point where I felt that I was ready for another little doggy. I went to go and choose, and there was this one little one. And there she was doing a commando, rolling, bringing her belly across the floor. And I said, Gigi, is that you? And she looked up at me, and I thought, oh, well, that's it, job done. Tail going.
There you go.
And I thought, well, that's it. There she is. So, of course, I got her, and she was with me for ages, and that was it. And I had to give her the same name because it was the same soul. Strange.
Of course. I know. My friend as well, you know, when her dog died, and when she got another dog, she says, oh, there he is. And she's called him exactly the same name.
Exactly. So just ask for that precious, precious little fur baby soul to come back and find you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, what a beautiful show. And of
No,
course,
I'm
you all
doing
know we suckers for animals around here. So we
absolutely.
love doing that. And we will definitely, it'll be nice to go into other animal kingdom species as well, actually.
I think it'll be
That might
great.
be
Yes, we can
interesting.
think about what you'd like to do, and if there's anything specific, we can do that as well. I've only ever once or twice. I was asked to come and work with a wild animal. Um, it was very wild. Oh Lord! But the dentist, actually, the animal dentist, he it was a cat, because I've got this infinity with the cats, and I've got a good connection with them because of my feline DNA. He said to me, we've got to go to this particular cat because his main fang tooth had broken, and they'd made a prosthetic fang tooth for this cat. And he said, could you come and just calm the cat bit so we can get the tranquilizer into the cat so we can give it a new tooth? I thought, oh bloody hell, here we go. Anyway, I said, what happened? Did she get mauled? No, she didn't get mauled. But he was a boy cat, very interested in coming to the end of the cage. It was in a zoo. At the end of the cage, came and said hello. He was there just for long enough, interested. I don't know whether he wanted to eat me or whether he was just interested in communicating, because he was. But he had his long fang tooth. I don't know what they call it, but they like a cheetah thing. He has to have a fang tooth. So anyway, they put him down on the floor, and the dentist managed to put the new piece of the tooth and put whatever is dental cement or whatever it is, put it on, and there it was, one cheetah with a new toothy bag. And that's the only time I've ever had to do anything that I can remember.
How interesting. Amazing.
Was
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you.
And we look forward to doing more of these in the future. And thank you to all you awesome guys and girls who've been hanging out in the chats with us. And yeah, once we understand that everything, everything that is living has, well, nature has spirits, animals and humans have souls, but living nonetheless. And once we have respect for all of that, we have a wonderful way of, yeah, we can only move forward as one, which is amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you to
And like,
everyone.
share, subscribe. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I was going to say, is there anything you want to end off with, Bev?
I will be doing, if you're wanting to do, I'm doing both human and fur baby aura images. So if you want something like that, I will make sure that there's a facility on my website if you want to order one of your fur baby. Doesn't matter whether the fur baby's here or whether the fur baby's already across the rainbow. It's fine. I can just, as long as I have a picture, I need a picture, and then I can do that for you. So I will make sure that option is there on my website shortly.
Awesome. Yay. Okie dokes. Thank you,
Lovely,
Bev.
lovely
Thank you,
time for
everybody.
2026. Lovely energy to
Yeah, we look
everybody.
forward.
Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Shanti.
And we're going to be seeing you on Spiritual Forensics on
Tomorrow.
Solutions with Shanti tomorrow.
Yes.
Join in. We're probably going to be looking at this case with this child that recently unalived his parents.
Yes.
And almost feels a bit like a Menendez brothers
It
type
does.
vibe.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be looking at that tonight and do some of the images. So yeah, come and join us tomorrow, because we're going to have a very unusual show. We're going to compare Menendez to the two unalivings that we know have happened recently,
Yeah.
and then do a point of view comment on that.
Yes. Come and join us. Have fun. Comment. Have fun. Just hang out, man.
Why
Be cool
not?
to hang out with.
Be great.
Thank you, guys. Take good care. God bless you all. And
Bless.
goodbye, Lisa
Bye
D.
for now. See you tomorrow.
And thank you thank you, Lisa D. Red Tape Machete. I always appreciate seeing you, Jojo Waken. Okay, guys. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Mwah.
Bye.